stay in their classroom, but teachers move class to class. Many classrooms aren't decorated, but many have few educational posters up because each classroom doesn't belong to a teacher like they do in the States. Learners from grade 4 and up take 9 subjects. These subjects include arts and culture, life orientation, math, economics, management, English, home language, natural sciences, technology, and social sciences. Teachers teach based on a timetable that breaks up the hours the Ministry of Education requires. Subject classes aren't taught every day and are longer or shorter on certain days. Therefore, learners don't have a set schedule in America, about an hour for every class period, and usually students have the same schedule every day. Teachers teach multiple subjects. In America, teachers usually teach only one or two similar subjects: English and history, math and sciences, whatever. South African teachers teach whatever they are assigned to, and it changes each year. That means if they need a math teacher and I had time in my schedule, they throw me in that class. Learners clean on Fridays instead of attend class. This has been one of the hardest things for me to deal with. Learners come to school on Friday, sing at morning assembly, then sit in class and wait until 10:30ish when they eat the school food. After they finish eating, they clean all day, polish the floors inside and outside of the classrooms, clean rooms, sweep and do the dishes, wipe the windows and burn the trash. The reasons for this are too flawed. The school doesn't have enough money to hire a custodian, and it teaches the student responsibility.
Five difference between the education of the United States and South Africa. Educational levels. South Africa has a three-tier system of education starting with primary school, followed by secondary school and higher education. The United States has four levels: elementary, middle school, high school, and university. South Africa lacks many education centers with first-class buildings, although it does have a particularly good private schools. Schools in the United States tend to have first-rate facilities the government invests annually. Type of clothing. South Africa has a school uniform from lower education to university. The United States does not have a school uniform in public schools, only some private schools choose to wear a uniform. The deficiency of the education system is closely related to the fact that the most school directors do not meet the demand for leaderships and their role requires in South Africa. The United States has some of the best educations in the world. The school year in South Africa begins in January and ends in December. A school year lists two semesters, the first from September to December and the second from January to June on the United States.
Hello everybody, I'm going to talk the difference and similarities between USA and South Africa, so let's do this. It's time to talk about the similarities that we can find between the way of the government, the USA and South Africa. Point number one, both nations have mechanism democratic to choose their representatives. Point number two, the Constitution is an elemental part to establish the faculties and the requirements of the authorities to do its function with according to the laws. Point number three, the capitalism and neoliberalism are the ideologies to both countries follow for. Number four, both countries are party to international market and trade trades. For example, USA has the TMEC and South Africa the BRICS. Point number five, this country enjoy freedom of expression and South Africa stands out as one of the countries with the greatest freedom of the press. The difference between USA and South Africa from the beginning is the structure and the way how the government rules its people. So we are going to see some points that help us to understand this. Point number one. The political system of USA is the federalism republic, which means the power are divided in three: legislative, executive, and judicial. South Africa, for its part, they use a parliamentarism system and is the only institute with democratic legitimacy, and the government derives its authority from the parliament. Point number 2. In USA, the legislator can represent the different options that is not necessarily the same with the president. In South Africa, the legislative body are chosen by the people. The function of the legislative power defines the first minister. USA has a president for a limited time of the years, and it can be changed until to finish its period. South Africa has this first minister who is unstable because it's subject to change if he have lost the control of this political party. Point number 4. In USA, the president are chosen by the people, and there only can be one winner. South Africa, the first minister is chosen by the parliament. Point number 5. USA is supported by many states institutes with the purpose to guide the public affairs. South Africa not share with any organ or institute the public affairs. Only the parliament has the authority to that.
The gastronomy of the United States is a mixture of different countries in Europe, Asia, and Africa. So the food in the United States is very varied because it's a large country. States near the coast use a lot of fish, and jellyfish, corn, and beef are widely used in the middle region. The similarity that both countries have is in their religion, since approximately more than 65% of the population in each of the countries practice Christianity. Another similarity is that countries welcome the new year with spectacular fireworks and a multitude of foreign tourists ready to enjoy the party.
I'm going to talk about the different traditions between South Africa and United States. The population of South Africa is composed of people from different backgrounds, speaking different languages. The first official language were English and Dutch. The majority of South Africans can speak more than one language. The language spoken by the majority of the people, especially native South Africans, is Zulu. There is no official language of United States. While almost every language in the world is spoken in the United States, the most frequently spoken non-English language are Spanish, Chinese, French, and German, and obviously English. The most popular sports in South Africa are cricket, rugby, and soccer. Other sports which enjoy a particularly good amount of following includes athletics, are basketball, boxing, golf, netball, swimming, and tennis. In the States, the sports are very important, with millions of fans who follow football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, and other sports like baseball. The traditional clothing in South Africa is diverse of a mix of cultures, like ethnic groups and religions, has resulted in a variety of traditional costumes. In African cultures, for example, age and social positions are reflected in the clothes a person wears. Clothing in the United States is usually known like they dress the same, but they also sometimes have a different way of dressing. It depends a lot of the culture, the ethnic group, the social position, but the most common way is like denim jeans, cowboy hats, and flannel shield.